Hello, guys. Hello, everybody. My name is Dominik Hašek, not the famous goalkeeper, not even his son, but account manager in Revolgy, taking care of our lovely customers. And one of them are Deniz with Steffen. So, guys, if you can give some introduction as well.
Sure. I am Deniz, Chaban, the CEO of TouchTech. I was also part of the founding team back in 2008, which was a spin-off from a university project.
And my name is Steffen Strätz. I'm the creative director and AI lead at TouchTech, and happy to be here to geek out a bit about AI in fashion and how we want to take it further.
Amazing. Thank you, guys. Before we start, short words about Revolgy. Some of you may know us. We are premium partner of Google Cloud. So if you want to have your journey with the cloud easier, you want to have a support, help with the projects, we are the right choice. But it's not about us today, but it's about the guys. So if you can collaborate, guys, about what TouchTech does, exactly what is your field, what you do.
So TouchTech is a technology company. We're mainly within the fashion tech domain, which means that we support fashion brands such as Puma and Bestseller with various type of sales tools. So we try to make it easier for them to sell, especially for their salespeople that work in the retail stores, so in the physical stores. If they would like to inspire the customers in different styles, they have access to like large screens that are interactive. They can show different type of model images to persuade them into buying into a style, or simply if there is a product that is out of stock, they can help them order it from the screens. And for salespeople that are working in wholesale, so this would be, if you would be my customer, a store owner, you would come to the showroom of my brand and we would make like an order for the full collection, which in that showroom we would have like an interactive table and multiple interactive screens so that we really can make the best possible decision. We're basically with these sales tools, and the advent of AI, trying to figure out like how can we really make these tools even smarter. And we've been already embodying like AI to some extent in the tools, and here to share a little bit more.
Yeah, and what is the technology behind? Like, it's everything running where?
All of our tools are being run on Google Cloud, obviously. So it's been used by thousands of salespeople in hundreds of showrooms and stores across the world.
Yeah, and when obviously I know the challenges behind the project because it's kind of ambitious, and when I heard it first time, scary because what is coming. But can you collaborate and tell our audience what are you trying to develop with this AI solution?
Yeah, maybe Steffen can go.
Yeah, maybe we can go a step further because I think it's important to explain the story, how we generally think about AI in fashion. So how does that even come together? And I think we started around now 2-3 years ago where it felt like, okay, we can actually do something that is really meaningful and to make it part of our product. I mean, I think we started with simple things. I mean, nothing is really simple, it turns out, in AI, but for example, just to classify pictures. So to know, is this now a picture that shows a model? Is that a picture that shows a pullover, etc.? So that's where we started, and we trained classifiers, etc.
I mean, on that note, we've heard so many times salespeople telling us like, why isn't that product on my screen in the stores? And it turns out usually that they just classified it wrongly in early on. So to use AI to also make sure that no products are missing, even if you choose the right filters, right?
Yeah. I mean, as it turns out, there is a lot of data generally in fashion also, and a lot of work goes into really tagging that correctly and organizing all this data. And it's very much human work, and we make mistakes, and that we noticed, and that's why we then figured out ways how we can improve on these things. And then on top, I think that opened it up then against so much more opportunity suddenly. So I mean, things like that we then built recommendation systems, like what we call shop the look, basically meaning I take a picture of you and you have an outfit, and now the AI can figure out, okay, this is actually that jacket that you can buy here, and that is that t-shirt, etc. Or even like creating complete outfits. So you choose a t-shirt, but now you also wonder, okay, what kind of jacket can I wear with that? And that it basically recommends you then a whole outfit.
Cool. And what is the biggest challenge in this? What you found as the biggest challenge so far?
I mean, there's been really a lot of different AI-related projects that we've been involved in. I think one of the exciting projects is also virtual try-on technology, right? So the ability to not have to photograph every person. You usually have a pack shot, just the image, and then on your e-commerce, you would also want to see how it fits on a model. Those have to be photographed today. Yeah. So how could we actually create all the marketing content using generative AI is one of the projects that we're right now involved in with one of the bigger fashion brands. And there's a lot of interesting challenges there to try to get like the correct prints, logos, and really to not like invent new logos and stuff like that when generating. So that is one area. Another thing that we are now working very closely in collaboration is to like how can agents be a part of the presentation and sales software. And this was actually inspired by looking at some of the salespeople working in the wholesale industry, especially. So you can see here a showroom. So if I would be the salesperson and you would be a key account, let's say Zalando or Amazon, a big one, I would actually have sales supporters with me, helping me prepare for the meeting, remind me about what we talked last time, bringing up the sales numbers and digesting and then bringing the insights, right? And then during the meeting, the sales supporters will kind of help us also get through it, make the best possible decisions. And after the meeting, they would actually help us with like some tasks and to-dos and reminders and so on.
I think that is maybe, to build on this kind of challenges, I think that we see the challenges that our customers have is there is so many data sources also all over the place, and they're all usually not totally connected. So generally that information exists, but it's not really accessible necessarily in that moment quickly for the salesperson. And I think that is what we are trying to figure out, how we can solve that with some agent to bring all that together.
Yeah, so it's bring all that together to get all the inputs and then have some meaningful output for it, right? And what is the vision, like the final product, what you would like to achieve, how it should look like in the future? What do you think you can achieve with an AI?
I believe we can make sure that every salesperson have an agent that is personalized to them, that understands their preferences, their customers' preferences, make sure that when they start their work, they have proper insights and then are part of the meetings with the customers throughout the day. And this is one of the, in terms of challenges, to really be able to implement this vision, it requires that you need to be able to listen in, understand what the context is. And we have some examples where we've asked salespeople to record themselves so we can actually see how do they interact. And it turns out that they're obviously talking about the collection and they're just saying like, what do you think about this one? What do you think about that one? And how would an AI afterwards understand what did they just talk about?
What is that one essentially? And that is where it comes. It's not just about like listening in. It's also then you need to kind of see. Fashion obviously is also very visual generally. So that's also why we are looking into something that's multimodal to bring all this together. And then even then, I think often these approaches are about like transcribing simply a conversation, but the problem is also in a sales meeting that there's so much more than just the words. There's a difference between me saying yeah and yes.
Yes.
So, and if you use a model that actually thinks more in the terms of audio than just transcription, that also adds an additional layer. That is, I think it's important.
One thing also as an example is jeans. Like, are we talking about jeans that you wear, or are we talking about like the gene of like a DNA? And if you mix that up, then the whole conversation kind of goes into a wrong way when you get a recommendation.
Was there something that went really wrong? Like some really, don't want to say the word.
Yeah. I think what we have really encountered here is that, the wrong is like, you really have to be accurate with the recommendations, right? So if you try to understand, if a salesperson supporter would listen in, they would probably, if they just had enough time to go and fetch the data, they would probably make the right recommendation in the end. So in this case, it's really, really important that the AI kind of understands, are you looking for sales numbers from last year, that month, of a color that is similar to that style that you just pulled up? And I think within that process, it's a lot of stuff that can go wrong.
Yeah, maybe to add on that, I think it's also often sort of the difference between having a good demo and doing something for real. I mean, these last 20, maybe some more percent, but of course you want it to be also reliable, and especially because it's a tool for the salesperson, they also need to be able to trust it.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody who has used LLMs, for example, they know it has this a bit of the challenges that it's usually not deterministic. So you ask it the same thing twice and you get two somewhat different answers. And to basically have to figure out how to combine all these different types of models to make that more trustworthy. Because of course it's also something new for the salesperson that they get used to. And there we want to help that you can really feel like, okay, I can trust this thing.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever tried also some other cloud or any AI solution than just a Gemini, and why particularly you have chosen Gemini in the end?
Mm-hmm. I think we have tried everything under the sun, so to say. Of course we have, and I think the biggest differentiator that I currently see with Gemini is, I mean, as I said before, that it's multimodal. Mm-hmm. So this combination of, okay, here's audio, here is image, potentially even video, text, like your documents, your historic sales data, etc., that you can basically all bring it together, and it then tries to make sense out of it. I think that is a big differentiator. And then also, I mean, it's interesting. I think Gemini, even the Flash model, I mean, the small model, I think it's actually really powerful for us because it can do certain tasks like very, very well for very little money, very, very fast. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things around images, again, I think that's where, for example, we use that one.
But I think it's a very interesting direction that the market is going. I mean, we saw Salesforce recently announcing that they are really going all in with agents. Today, during the keynote, it was really emphasized on the concept and idea of agents. Mm-hmm. And to us, I think it will also, for the fashion industry, move it into a more digitalized way, right? Like today, it is very, very old school. The way fashion is done, I mean, still a lot with PowerPoint and Excel in most of the brands. So having something that is so good that they really take that leap and take that step and make sure that every salesperson has an agent, mm-hmm. I think is going to be, I mean, very revolutionizing. So yeah, that we're excited about developing.
Yeah. When I heard it first time, I was a little bit scary that one day I will go to the changing room and there will be something speaking to me and even giving me advices based on what I'm saying. So yeah.
I mean, we'll most likely introduce it first in the wholesale business, where it's a little bit more controlled environment. Yeah. But I mean, also in retail space, eventually it will be something that you would expect as a service when the salesperson don't have the time or a little bit extra boost of mm-hmm. intelligence.
Okay. Well, we still have 1 minute remaining. I see down there, guys. Any question on the guys? Okay. Gentlemen, thanks a lot for your time. I'm gonna wrap it here. Guys, all of you are invited to our booth. My name is Dominik Hašek as a goalkeeper, the best hockey goalkeeper. But if you wanna kick my ass in this table hockey, you are invited and just come here, come there. So thanks.